This is the perfect example. I'm the head writer at TNA, and I tell Dixie Carter, Paul Heyman can help us. Okay, bro, I make the contact with Paul Heyman. Me. I call Paul Heyman. Bro, I talk to Paul for hours. Okay. Bro, Paul made it clear to me he was only coming in under one condition and one condition only, that he was 100% in charge. And I got to be honest with you, Joe, and I swear this is the God honest truth. When Paul told me that, I was like, I did not care about myself. Bro, listen, if Dixie Carter put Paul Heyman in charge and cut my pay, then we'd have a problem. But if I was getting paid the same amount of money, I could, bro, I'm not a power guy. That's not me. So as long as my money wasn't affected, if Dixie Carter wanted to hire Paul Heyman and put Paul Heyman in charge of creative, knock yourself out, man. As long as my paycheck is the same, I don't care. So Paul was making it clear to me he wanted to come in and have 100% full control. Like I said, bro, I didn't care about me, but I know that working with Dixie Carter, it doesn't work that way. And Paul was always going to be second guessed. And, bro, here was the most annoying thing about Dixie, bro, that drove me freaking crazy. When she wanted somebody on TV, like this is a perfect example, Hernandez, okay? She would never come out and say, put Hernandez on this week's show. She would never say that. Why, bro? Because she didn't want to take responsibility for that decision. So, bro, she would needle you every week. Like, how about Hernandez? Well, what about Sean? Well, hey, man, maybe Sean will. How about Hernandez? Till finally I would just tap out and I would say, Dixie, if you want Hernandez on the show, just tell me to put him on the show. You are the boss. If you want him on the show, tell me to put him on the show. So, bro, working for Dixie, I knew between those little digs of who should be on the show, between the second guessing, reading Wade Keller's review of the show, I knew there was no way Paul Heyman was going to come in and get the 100% control that he wanted. And I told him that. I said, Paul, I'm just telling you, bro, that ain't going to happen. It's not realistic. Working for Dixie, it's not going to happen. Bro, I'm telling you, that's part of the reason why she didn't hire JR, because JR met with her parents. Her parents were enamored with JR. They fell in love with JR. They would have wanted JR to run that company. Dixie was not going to let that happen, just like she was not going to let Paul Heyman have 100% control. So I told Paul that. So, bro, from that point, Paul met with Dixie. And, bro, from that point, Dixie made the stupidest decision perhaps she ever made in her entire life. What did she do, bro? She scheduled a meeting between Paul Heyman and Spike TV without a representative of TNA there. So, bro, I know, Paul literally told Spike, well, if this was my TNA, this is what I would do. I would do this, I would do that, I would do the other thing. Totally buried TNA, in the process to Spike TV to build himself up. And what did that do at the end of the day? At the end of the day, Paul Heyman did not get hired because Dixie Carter was not going to give him 100% control. And at the end of the day, that started the TNA second guessing on the part of Spike Television. And that's really where the relationship with Spike started souring, when Heyman went in there, buried the company, told Spike everything TNA was doing wrong, what he would do. And at the end of the day, again, bro, what does it go back to? That was a huge, huge pivotal mistake by Dixie Carter in putting Paul Heyman alone in a meeting with the executives of Spike TV. Bro, I hope you enjoyed that clip. Please remember to ring the bell to get notified, subscribe, and share. And also remember, if you want more premium content, just go to russosbrand.com and patreon.com/Russo.
TWC. You will get 12 shows a week for under the price of $10. Russo's brand, where pros are pros.